Sierra Leone has announced a countrywide lockdown to combat the further spread of Ebola. Non-essential pedestrian and vehicular travel will be banned for 3 days, beginning September 19th. Earlier, Sierra Leone's information minister told us why that period of time was chosen.
Well, as you all know, from the first broadcast of His Excellency the President, he said that the situation we are faced with is unprecedented and extraordinary. And situations like that also need extraordinary measures and unprecedented measures. That is why we are doing that.
New developments today regarding the Ebola outbreak. We've learned how British Ebola victim William Pooley has now flown to the US to potentially help with the treatment of another victim. According to reports, he's offered to undergo a blood transfusion to help an American fight the virus. At the same time, the World Health Organization says patients are turning to the black market to buy blood from Ebola survivors. The blood is said to have antibodies that can fight the virus, which has killed more than 2,500 people in West Africa.
The problem is that Will Pooley is going to be doing it within a medical facility. He's going to be doing it while being kept under very close supervision out there in the black market. You don't really know what else you're getting along with those antibodies and what other infectious factors, as the World Health Organization is calling them, could be in that blood, Robin.
A startling prediction today from the Centers for Disease Control.
The agency says that there could be 1.4 million people with Ebola by the end of January. Greta Cruz is following these developments for us live from the newsroom tonight. Greta?
That's right, Leon, and that's just 1.4 million. Let me rephrase that. That 1.4 million is just for two countries, Liberia and Sierra Leone, which just finished an unprecedented 3-day national lockdown to try to get a handle on this deadly disease.
In the searing heat, they come in their thousands, descending on the Turkish border with whatever belongings they can carry. These are the Syrian Kurds, the latest ISIS target. With their villages under siege by the Islamic extremists, they flee to escape what's been described as ethnic cleansing, only to be met by barbed wire and the sound of warning shots. But with these images being broadcast to the world, Turkish authorities relent, allowing them in, adding to the more than 800,000 Syrians already seeking refuge inside Turkey.
Just been told by a U.S. official that the U.S. air campaign is underway in Syria. It has started. We've already begun to see some reports on social media online reporting airstrikes underway in the city of Raqqa, that the stronghold for ISIS in Syria, in central northern Syria. But a U.S. official confirms to me now that the U.S. air campaign, the airstrikes are underway. I'm told it's going to be a long night there.
Under the watch of an increased police presence, it's business as usual at the Eiffel Tower. Tourists from all over the world, undeterred by threats of violence by Islamic State against France and French citizens.
I feel perfectly safe. I see the security, and I think we just refuse to give in to the threat.
They like to scare us at the moment. I mean, I think that's where they have the power. But I'm not scared.
But the French media take the opposite view, calling Islamic State the new masters of terror and reminding readers that allies of Islamic State hold one of their own as a hostage.
Je suis depuis hier.
French national Hervé Goudel was kidnapped in eastern Algeria on Sunday. The group holding him call themselves the Caliphate Soldiers and say if France does not stop its military assault on Islamic State, Goudel will die.
No one is taking this seriously enough. If our government were listening, our borders would be closed. If our government were listening, we'd be bombing ISIS nonstop. And if they were listening, our president would be following the advice of the military experts united on the issue of boots on the ground. But instead, our president thinks he knows more than the military experts. A disagreement highlighted this week and virtually unseen in American history. And if our government were listening, we would never have gotten out of Iraq the way that we did, with the consequences that George Bush predicted and even Leon Panetta said was a mistake. And if the government were listening, they would raise the terror threat level. When people are willing to commit war crimes on camera, they are not afraid of us. And if only you were listening this time, I'm telling you to batten down the hatches. Make plans to reach family members in the event of an emergency. Teach your children to be alert. Get supplies that might not be as easily available. Check what your kids, even teens, are looking at online. It's time for us to come together and take the threat seriously.
Live from America's News Headquarters, I'm Kelly Wright. Good morning. A provocative incident between the U.S. and Russia. U.S. fighter jets have intercepted Russian military planes off the western coast of Alaska. The American jets were scrambled into action when the Russian planes came within 55 miles of Alaska. The Russian planes included 2 refueling tankers, 2 fighter jets, and 2 long-range bombers. They returned to their base in Russia after seeing the U.S. jets.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Jessica Shambach. A satanic black mass is scheduled for next month, and now the Catholic Archbishop of Oklahoma City is suing to stop it. KOCO's Kim Passoff live now with these late-breaking details. Kim?
Well, Paul and Jessica, more than 60,000 people across America have signed this petition trying to stop the black mass that will take place here in the basement of the Civic Center. Now today, the Archbishop of Oklahoma City took a different type of action, filing a lawsuit. But the leader of the devil-worshipping organization tells us that he is not backing down.
This is laughable. It just shows me what sheep people are.
Devil worshipper Adam Daniels will perform the Black Mass at the Civic Center.
Black Mass is not about killing animals. It's not about raping virgins. It's not about anything like that. All it is a deprogramming device to relieve somebody from the enslavement that church has placed on them.
Daniels is personally being sued by the Archbishop.
They are attacking our Catholic worship in the most egregious manner. If they're going to have a Catholic host, that means they've acquired it by stealth, by theft from a Catholic Mass. So that's a sacrilege for us.
He's going to end up getting sued for defamation of character because he has no proof that I have a stolen host. Not myself or none of my members have been into a Catholic church to steal anything from anybody. We have a guy who is a Catholic priest in another country. He does our stuff in the basement of that church at night. He mailed it to us.
Coakley says the host is equivalent to the body of Christ and is demanding it be returned to the church. He's asking the court to direct the sheriff of Oklahoma County to take possession. Now, despite the lawsuit and the controversy over the host, the city tells us that they will not cancel this Black Mass. They say that it is protected by the First Amendment. Reporting live downtown, Kim Passoff, KOCO 5 News.